Thank you, Director of Ceremonies, Honourable Minister, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, Minister of ICT and National Guidance, my elder brother, the Chancellor, Honourable Jachan March, Vice Chancellor of ISBAT University, the Vice Chancellor of Gulu University, our elder Professor Lugujo in the house, I was Professor Lugujo's campaign manager in Paris until 2005. Professor, I'm still available for such deployments if a chance arose. Thank you for serving your country. The professors in the house, board members of UCC, CEOs of MTN, Slivia, with us here. I've seen the legal council of KAWA Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, or colleagues, I'll start by making some reflection on something which I think is very, very important in the innovative ecosystem. When you see UCC emphasizing these collaborations between the academia, industry, call it private sector, and the regulator, and that is government, we are not reinventing the wheel. We are doing something that we know has worked for the best in the world. All of us who know Silicon Valley, you can't talk of Silicon Valley without talking of Stanford University. You can't talk of Silicon Valley without talking about Hewlett and his friend Packard, HP, those two. You can't talk about Silicon Valley without talking about the strategic institutions of government, like the military, the Air Force. All of us know the role of when we talk of the GPS, when we talk about the internet as we know it, probably we know where it originated. The internet originated from the Navy, GPS from the Air Force. So when you look at this internet, which we are weaponizing so much, comes from strategic institutions like the Navy or the Army, then the private sector, the Silicon Valley, then the academia, the Stanford of the kind. So it's an ecosystem. You cannot say you'll do it alone. That's why we are happy to see industry now represented at the top. When I see Slivia and his team here, because the academia must always understand that we are very good at innovating. But the people who are 24/7, having their ears, minds, and everything glued to the market we want to serve is the private sector. So that should always be at the back of our mind, that whatever we do at the end of the day must have commercial value. Anything that will have sustainable academic value must have commercial value. And there is no way we can achieve that without involving the private sector, without collaborating with the private sector. So I want the House to give applaud to the private sector members who are here, because through them we serve the society. And some of us are convinced that the private sector can do miracles. When you have a resilient academia, where you have innovators, you have a resilient private sector, you have a good policy environment put about by the government, then you'll know you are going to serve the clients well. The private sector call them clients, politicians call them voters. These are the same people. So it just depends on who is referring to what. Then at a personal note, I want to thank ISBAT for really immersing me in a very nostalgic experience of receiving flower bouquets. Some of you who think that age is just a number, come and consult me. Because some 20 years back, I'd received these, they would come in drones. Every 14th February, they will come in drones really. For the past 10 years, I sit on that day, wait until sunset. The day goes without receiving a single flower. So today when I received the flower, oh, it pushed me back 10 years. I said, oh, so I still have some value. There are some people who can give me a flower bouquet. So thank you very much for really immersing me in that very nostalgic experience. So on behalf of the UCC, I warmly welcome you to the 9th National Conference on the communications. This conference has become a flagship platform for advancing research, knowledge exchange, and collaboration between government, academia, and industry stakeholders. The theme, harnessing digital innovation to power sustainable local solutions for Uganda's development goals, reflects UCC's commitment to fostering an enabling environment for research, innovation, and investment in the ICT sector. Digital innovation is not just about new technologies. It's about developing inclusive and sustainable solutions that improve livelihoods, strengthen service delivery, and drive Uganda's competitiveness in the global digital economy. Through initiatives such as the National Communication Testbed, regulatory sandboxes, and our research at the innovation frameworks, UCC continues to champion experimentation and practical application of emerging technologies. These efforts are designed to empower innovators, bridge gaps between industry and academia, and create tangible solutions that align with our development goal. More so, the issue of putting emphasis on local innovation is very, very important at a strategic level, because ICTs are massively consumed products. You may say services. I think ICT services have reached corners of our countries more than any other product you can think of. When I was studying, they were telling us a product that penetrated the corners of the world was Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola, I think. Coca-Cola had reached anywhere that there were no churches or mosques, had reached anywhere that there were no police stations, there were no roads. But you know, those who grew up in places like Semto, like some of us, you know that much as the Coca-Cola penetrated villages, that would only take it around Christmas time, on Christmas Day. But with the ICTs, they have reached everywhere. They are massively consumed products. Now, that raises a strategic question. If they are to benefit us, if you are to get net benefit from these ICTs, we must be participants in this. We should not only be buyers of these applications, buyers of softwares, buyers of innovation from outside. We must also be creators. We should not be buyers of other people's innovations, but we should be also engaged in these innovations. Otherwise, ICTs might end up just increasing or enhancing hemorrhage of foreign exchange instead of growing our economy. So the issue of local innovations, when I look through the papers that are going to be presented here, I get really excited. I see our people really innovating locally. That's why whenever, Honorable Minister, whenever people ask us about to Facebook. I always ask myself, didn't this void create a necessity for our people to create, to innovate, and get a replacement of this? Because always innovation is a function of necessity. So if Facebook was so much important, why don't I see our creators who are very, very innovative creating something like Facebook, which is Ugandan made? So let us really be innovative, and let us emphasize these local products. With those few remarks, Mr. Chancellor, sir, ISBAT University, Gulu University, allow me to invite the Honorable Minister, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, to come and address us. Dr. Chris.